What's going on, everyone? My name's Tenebris Infinite, and today we received an absolute bombshell of a letter from the development team, from the Generation Zero team. Not only have we received clarification on what's planned ahead for us, we've also received a name for a possible upcoming update, as well as a hint towards, roadmaps and some really healthy focus. This is an awesome letter from the team to start this year off. So let's jump into this letter, let's read through things, and then let's discuss it. So the letter reads, "Hello everyone, and happy belated New Year. We hope you all had ample time to rest, relax, and reset over the holidays. To kick off the first letter of the new year, we wanted to look back a bit on our engagement with all of you. Let's get right into it. As we mentioned in past dev letters, the team has been hard at work developing further updates for the game. Also, we've mentioned that we wanted to become a bit more transparent with what we're up to with our roadmap. Well, this isn't the exact letter we can share that in. We can tell you that it's going to be coming soon, and will also be accompanied by a big update on all platforms. So keep an eye out for teasers to come on our channels." And this is really exciting, my dudes. I've really wanted a roadmap for Generation Zero for years now, and I am super stoked to see that it's going to be coming, and soon too. That's really hype. I would love to know what is cooking for the rest of 2022, what the team is planning. It's going to be so hype. Even if it's just like, ambiguous hints or something like that, it's going to be so hype to know what is planned ahead. But speaking of what's planned ahead, we've been communicating some of what we've been up to during the delays last year, but we did want to take a moment to recap, as we've noticed follow-on discussions to the dev letters have sometimes lost sight of those, or could have been misconstrued depending on how it was read. What we shared in the second half of 2021 is the Com-10, which is going to be a new upcoming SMG, not a sidearm, but an SMG in the game. Molotov cocktail. It's not going to be in the Landfall update, which we're going to get into that in a second, but can arrive in time for summer. Next up is the Plunder expansion, something that we are super hyped for. There isn't the crafting material listed there, so it could potentially wind up just being the Plunder expansion here. And the next up is the weapon wheel. My dudes, so hyped for the weapon wheel. If you didn't catch my video yesterday, I made a video on how you can carry all of the guns in the game in preparation for the weapon wheel. And then lastly, free base defense items, and it's sick to know that they're going to be free. Oh, dude. While we've shown these, they don't constitute the only things we've been working on besides getting into Game Pass. We have some big additions to the game in the first half of the year that we can't wait to start talking about, and I'm so stoked to get some real headway on this stuff. It's gonna be sick, my dudes. But in addition to the above, we do recognize that Xbox has not always been applicable to everyone reading these, as it's not always the platform it's being read from. We thought it was best to be transparent across our entire community with what's going on in a unified way. This might feel like filler for some if they're PC only or PlayStation players, but we want everyone to understand why there might be delays, the troubles causing them, and how we're trying to mitigate those issues. And personally for me, I said it in my second Extinction video, and I'm saying it here, I love the transparency. I think it's great personally for us to know why things are happening, and I think the goal of having further transparency is absolutely admirable and an awesome goal to have. Now next up, this is where we get into the really spicy stuff. We're going to start talking about that Landfall update here. So, old bugs and optimizations. This has been something on our radar for some time. We've also been keeping an eye on conversations after the publishing of our letters from the team. We hear you. We are working on improving the quality of our releases with an incoming Landfall update that will address many of the known issues, but not all. We're aiming to work incrementally on improvements with each release post-February. This will heavily depend on the depth of individual issues. Not to say we wish to sweep any under the rug, but some can take more time to resolve while we continue to work on forward content and features for Generation Zero with our small development team. So dudes, let's talk about this before we get into the rest of the dev letter here. Landfall update. Man, that's exciting. So, Landfall, I'm making a bet here, my dudes. I'm making a bet. It's got something to do with those Soviets. It's gotta do something with the Soviets making landfall here in Osterjarn. I bet my dang left sock on it. But it's awesome also seeing it as a title update. With the last update that we got last year, the Resistance update, was a move towards, like, titled kind of updates, you know, like the blank blank update, as opposed to just, you know, update 103.67897. And so it's awesome seeing another titled update that's going to be just like a kind of spicy name that we can give to this. So to end off the letter here, we are constantly improving our production cycles as well as expanding our battery of testing with further QA assistance, internally and externally, to more readily find these types of bugs before they might sneak into a release. This also helps us dig into long-lasting bugs that are difficult to find the root cause of. This is also something that I think is an awesome shift that we've seen here with the Generation Zero's development cycle, is the inclusion of community members in bug testing and beta testing features. I think that this is going to provide much more quality assurance on the releases that we see and the updates that we see, which will further ensure Generation Zero being able to stick its landing, to really nail an update. Because we've talked in the past here on my channel how usually major updates are kind of plagued with issues, and I'm really hoping that 2022, and with this shift of momentum here and shift of focus here, will lead to more successful updates just landing and just being a bombshell success here in the world of Generation Zero. There will be more insights to share in the near future as we find causes and solutions to these issues. In the meantime, we only ask that you keep sharing with us. The community reported bugs in forums, reviews, and social media posts have always helped. For that, we thank you, the Generation Zero team. So, my dudes, spicy, right? So now we've got so many things to look forward to. We've got the upcoming Landfall update that's going to be a major update. We've got the Com10 and all of that jazz, the free base building structures, as well as an upcoming roadmap. And probably out of everything in here, the two most hyped things are the focus on bug testing and QA, and as well, that roadmap, man. That roadmap has me so excited. So my dudes, let me know, what do you think of all of this in the comments down below? Are you stoked about this shift in direction? I think it's a very healthy one, but what do you dudes think? What do you think of the Landfall update? I think that that's a really dope name, and oh man, it's gonna be so sick. As well, everything above. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. You dudes know I love to read it. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Stay awesome, and I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace out, my dudes.